Hello, everyone. This is Miss Danica, your guidance associate. Now, we are in the module 2 of our homeroom guidance with the title Let's Collaborate. Now, I hope with this lesson you will also collaborate not only with your family but as well as with your friends and as well as with the community. Now, let's start. At the end of this module, you are expected to identify effective ways of collaborating with family, peers, and significant others to overcome career barriers. You are also expected to demonstrate effective ways of collaborating with family, peers, and significant others to overcome career barriers. And lastly, you are expected to appreciate the importance of collaborating with family, peers, and significant others to overcome career barriers. Now, when you are collaborating, you are not only collaborating with family, but as well as with peers and significant others in order to overcome different barriers. And we are also tackling here the career barriers. Now, let's start. First of all, having a well defined goals for the future is important in following a clear direction towards your future. Of course, if there is no clear goal, you cannot achieve what you really want in the future. You may also work, but not to a certain extent where you are really satisfied because you don't have any clear direction of what you would like to do, what is the right path for you, and what really makes you happy. So, being satisfied means having a clear, defined goal. What is your long term goal? What is the goal that you want to achieve for your future, for your family, and to have stability? Now, aside from knowing your strengths and weaknesses, as well as personal interest, there is also a need to consider the difficulties that you may encounter during the decision making process, difficulties that could be challenging to resolve alone. Now, when you are trying to define your clear goal, it is really hard to just achieve it by your own. There are instances that you want to seek advice from your family, from your friends, or from significant others that can really help you to have a better way of understanding things. Believe me or not, you cannot do it all alone. You really have to gain knowledge, to learn more, to discover things. That is why you are also studying. You are studying in order to know the different things, the different fields that you can be able to walk through the different paths that you want to take. Now, in order to do that, you are also having one way or in another trying to collaborate with others. Now, therefore, it is important to acknowledge the necessity of involving your family members, friends, and other significant people for the decisions that you will make in your life. That is the reason why we cannot do it all alone. We have friends. Although you may think that your friends will only be there at the good times, but then there are also friends that can help you. There are friends who can help you to really realize what you want to do in the future because they know who you are, your personality. Like, for example, you are good with socializing with other people, with communicating with other people. Sometimes there are different things that you cannot realize alone, but then your friends know about it because you have the socialization skills with them. You communicate with them and you show them who you are. That's why it is also good when you have close relationship with those people you trust, especially the friends that you trust. Aside from friends, we may also seek advice from our parents, and the quality of our bond with others can significantly influence the career decision making process. And as you all know, whether it may be friends or family or other members in the community where you are acquainted with, The decision is all yours. But with the advice that they have provided, it can also help you to learn more, to become more knowledgeable of what will be the better choice. Okay? You are given different options basically, and it is up to you on which choice can help you to become more knowledgeable. Decision making is not only about the decision that coming from your own self, but then the consideration that will take from the others, that you will take from the others. But then at the end of the day, it is up to you on what decision to make. However, being supported by the people around us does not necessarily lead a smooth decision making process. As what I have mentioned, it is just a guide, whether you would like to consider their advice or not. Even though some students receive support from their friends, families, and other significant people, they may also feel pressured to make the right decision according to other people's standards and preferences. Sometimes we feel pressured with our own decision because it is not only based on our own. There are things we consider from other people, their opinions, their suggestions, whether it help you or not. It can still have a contributing factor for you to really feel pressured. And that's normal. Every one of us feel pressured at the moment, especially when our decision does not really align with our long-term goals. But that is not a reason to give up. This is just one of the obstacles that we need to what? Of course, we need to accomplish, we need to survive, we need to fight, we need to cope. So there are different things on how we can cope with that. There are different reasons in order to stay positive and to have resiliency. Now, according to collaborative theory, the concept of interpersonal collaboration focuses on the dynamics of a group of individuals. Particularly, the interactions unbound by rules or hierarchy can result to a more dynamic collaboration. So basically, in the collaborative theory, you are given the chance to really collaborate interpersonally within the focus group and then learn more with a dynamic conversation. When we say dynamic, you are really together as one, having group dynamics, and you are uniting towards a certain goal. What is collaboration? Collaboration is the act of interacting and working together with other people to obtain a common goal. You really have to achieve a common goal. That is why you collaborate with other people. Basically, you cannot achieve that certain goal if you are not having that kind of collaboration or interaction with that certain group of people. Like, for example, in order to finish your group project, you really need to have proper collaboration with your classmates. Another one, you are a nurse, for example, in the future, and then you do not want to collaborate with your doctor and with the other nurses. Now, how can you help the patient if you are not collaborating with your is the reason why collaboration is really important. You really have to stick on the protocol in order to achieve safety and to have a common goal wherein you help people. Okay? You unite together as one. And when do we collaborate? We collaborate when there is a task that needs to be done as a team. As what I have mentioned a while ago, you will collaborate because there is a need to do so. So you cannot achieve it all alone. You cannot achieve the task without having collaboration with others because there is a domino effect. Do you know what is a domino effect? Domino effect is when there is a great impact when one of your members cause harm in the group, especially when it comes to the task that you are performing. So there will be a harm that could cause you to lose that certain project or the thing that you are doing. That is the reason why you really need to collaborate as one. You really need to have a brainstorming procedure. And another reason, when do we collaborate? We collaborate with one another to keep the community safe. Like, for example, in the future, your line of work is more on as a police officer. And then, in order to have safety, to keep your community safe, you really need to follow the guidelines, the protocols. And when following protocols, you also need to collaborate with your colleagues. If not, of course, it will never be an easy task. That's why collaboration is important, because you are not just collaborating for your own self. You are collaborating in order to achieve a common goal, which is to give protection to the community and to put it into your advantage as well. And lastly, we collaborate to finish tasks that cannot be done alone by having dynamic conversation to achieve shared goals easier. Okay, admit it or not, it becomes more easier when there is a group. When you have group mates, like for example, in a research project, when you are already in college in the future, so it's really a good sign that you have a good members, especially in research. It will help you to become less burden with your activities, or like for example when preparing for your research, because you are in a group. But when you are in a group, when you collaborate, it is also important that you have your own way of doing things. You have your own idea as well. Okay? In order not to become something that is just having a social loafing, you really have to have your own ideas to suggest, to give your opinion as well. Okay? That is one way of collaborating with others. Now, what is the recipe for good collaboration with others? Of course, you have to learn how to collab. So, the collab is more on the idea of the acronym. The acronym that means C for common goal. Common goal starts to set expectations regardless of roles and abilities to be able to try one's best in achieving the goal. So you have common goal in order to really achieve it, in order to really have a certain idea that is into your own abilities, and you are trying to achieve it regardless of the roles and abilities. O is for openness to suggestions. It means being able to suggest or give suggestions that will help you to make an informed decision. Now, in order to collaborate with others, you really have to become sociable. You really need to socialize with others. You really need to go out of your shell and then give your own suggestions as well, because you cannot work as a group when you don't even have your own idea, your own disposition, your own stand. Lay down to your expectations. You are also expecting, in order for a group to work together, the expectations of everyone should be taken into account by considering the strengths and the weaknesses of each member and the limitations that each one can give. So when we say lay down your expectations, you are already giving the expectations to each member. And with that, you are collaborating as well. You are helping one another on what to expect and on what to do. Another one is to learn to bargain. It means you need to present your own ideas in a way in which other members of the group will be able to consider without disregarding their own ideas and views. So basically, learn to bargain is like you are also providing your own ideas and they are returning the same. and you are considering their ideas, they are considering yours as well. So it is more of a balanced method. It is not only about you, it is not only about them. The ideas should be neutral on what to consider and what things or ideas must be put into consideration. So that is really helpful when you are having collaboration together. Another one, arrive at a compromise. So the ability to compromise and adjust according to the views and ideas toward a problem or concern for the benefit of everyone involved. So when you say you are compromising, it means that you are not only doing things on your own. So you really have to go to their own ideas as well, to adjust according to their views and ideas in order to help with the problem or concern. It is for the benefit of everyone. So you are not just only taking in consideration your own opinion or ideas, but as well as their ideas. So having a compromise idea will help you to really adjust according to the norms, will really help you to collaborate with your group on what idea to take and on what idea to reject. In that way, it will help you to really realize that your group members are also contributing just like how you are also giving effort. So it's more about having an equal participation. Be proactive. So when you are proactive, you are preparing to have the ability to predict barriers and problems that the group may encounter without complaining, and is an opportunity that helps us to have an important duty of every member of the group. So being proactive means preparing to participate. You are not only there to become a group member, but when you become a group member, you are there to really give your all, give your effort, give your time, and sometimes it also requires financial aspect. But there is also some reasons for that. It depends on the group or the idea that you are involving into. But right now, being proactive is by giving your presence, giving your all in the group. It is one way in order to help when it comes to problems, when it comes to barriers, and to really solve the problem by having or taking into consideration the different aspects of your group, the group ideas, the group concept, and as well as if there are problems to give solutions, you might also want to contribute with that. Now, in order to collaborate, again, you have to have this idea of collab. Again, when we say collab, let's go back, let's review. So, when we say collab, we really need to have this. First of all, for letter C, we need to have common goal in the group. Another one, we need to be open to suggestions. Another one, we need to lay down our own expectations because sometimes there are also people who have high standards. With having this kind of laying down your expectations, it will help you to minimize the risk of expecting too much from the others as well. Now, another one is to learn to bargain. You also need to arrive at a compromise. And you also need to, lastly, be proactive. Participate really well by being there. Your presence is a must. So, lastly, this is the anchored solution core value that you have learned from this lesson: loving kindness. This module helps the students to unite and compromise for the sake of the common good of the members of the group. So basically, in this homeroom guidance session, you are being responsible for knowing your own ideas and how you can collaborate with others as well, and to love your own members of the group, whether it be your peers, your friends, or even your family. As a family, you also need to collaborate with each other in order to attain a certain goal or a certain future. Now, I hope that you have learned something from this lesson and have a nice day. Goodbye.